Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So for those who may be living under a rock or just simply haven't played Forza Horizon 5 in a while, well, for Series 19, dubbed as Midnights at Horizon, Playground Games added a very cool feature that many within the community, including myself, have been requesting for since Horizon 4, and that is anti-lag. This feature was mainly included to complement the new Rally Adventure expansion, where one of its new to Forza cars in the new DLC was none other than Colin McRae's actual WRC Ford Focus RS, which of course includes the new anti-lag system. I've been enjoying this feature quite a bit, especially on some of the lower horsepowered cars, navigating my way through Sierra Nueva, and I really appreciate that it's finally in the Horizon series, and the cool part is that anti-lag will most likely continue to be featured for as long as Forza Horizon exists from now onwards. However, I do think that Playground Games have some improvements or adjustments that needs to be made within the anti-lag feature. Currently, it's quite rudimentary, which is fine, as this can be a way for the developers to build upon what we currently have, so that for any future updates or even the next Forza Horizon title, we will get a much more refined anti-lag system that is also much more realistic as well. So what improvements are we talking about? Well, let's start off with number 1, the upgrade. So right now in Forza Horizon 5, the only way you can equip anti-lag onto any of your vehicles is by actually adding the racing turbos with anti-lag, and that's it. Now for some of the higher end supercars or even hypercars, this upgrade isn't a major problem, as some of them already have their turbos maxed out, and the only thing you are really changing is the inclusion of anti-lag, which also doesn't affect the overall performance index or PI of your vehicle. The problem comes more so with lower horsepower cars and those that perhaps enjoy B-class or A-class racing. So let's take the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 for example. The car's stock is 280 brake horsepower and it's currently sitting at a performance index of around 660, well within the B-class range. Now, if I want my Evo to have the benefits of anti-lag, which in simple terms is basically keeping the turbos constantly spooling at all RPMs, then I have to upgrade my turbos to the racing variant, which now puts my car at well over 500 brake horsepower with only around 50 performance index points to play with before it reaches S-Class already. You know, with cars like this, sometimes we don't want a major increase in horsepower as it's not beneficial for our build, but what we may want is to have the anti-lag system on our stock turbos so our car tunes can stay relatively competitive in its respective classes while reaping the benefits of anti-lag. So what are my solutions to this problem? Well, there are 2 ways I believe Playground Games can go about this. One is by having the anti-lag option available for all the turbo upgrades for that specific vehicle. For example, again with the Lancer Evo, we could have the stock and sport turbo with anti-lag as an additional option, or Playground Games can go the realistic route and add anti-lag as a proper ECU upgrade. That way it eliminates all the unnecessary options for the different amount of turbos you can choose for a car and makes the user interface on the turbo upgrades much cleaner. And also, once you equip the anti-lag ECU, it will be made available in conjunction with whatever turbos is currently equipped to your car, much like how Gran Turismo 7 features anti-lag in their game. Number 2, the Backfire. Visually speaking, to me, the anti-lag Backfire looks quite basic. It's almost as if Playground Games got 20 images of the same flame, just at different sizes, and implemented it onto the back of the car's exhaust. They look rather static, to the point where it almost doesn't fit with the rest of the game's visual fidelity. Now again, this could just be the infancy stage of the anti-lag feature being in the Horizon series, but I would love to see the flames be a little more dynamic, because if you have ever seen any anti-lag videos right here on YouTube, sure, there are cars that spit flames quite similar to how we see it in Horizon 5 right now, but it's not all the time. Sometimes the flames are blue, which is something we occasionally see when anti-lag isn't equipped onto our vehicles. Sometimes they are shaped like clouds. The different size, shapes and colors are so varied from car to car, and also depending on the vehicle's exhaust too, that I just don't think right now Playground Games has done the anti-lag feature justice. Games like Gran Turismo 7, visually speaking, their flames look quite realistic. They are certainly much more dynamic than they are in Horizon 5. It spits out the flames in many different sizes based on what the car is doing, and overall is a pretty good example Playground Games could follow. Even Need for Speed Heat. Now, I know the game doesn't really have an anti-lag feature, but we are just purely looking at the flames being produced. You can see how nicely shaped and dynamic some of the flames are, and it even sometimes pops without making any fire, which is realistic, just like Gran Turismo 7. For Forza Horizon 5, I certainly believe that Playground Games should implement a much more dynamic effect for anti-lag in the future, and actually 3D render the flames so that it looks aligned with everything else graphically, because at this moment, the Backfire kind of looks like it's trying to mimic Need for Speed Unbound's vanity tire smoke. Now, on another note, I have also read that some of you guys are finding the pops quite excessive. To me, I think the amount of pops are fine, as I've sat in a rally car before, and yes, seriously, the amount of pops you can hear from the cockpit is actually insane. But because at the end of the day, it is a video game, would you guys like to see an additional option to maybe perhaps tone down the effects while still retaining the benefits of anti-lag? Again, this is just my opinions. Feel free to agree or disagree with me down in the comments section below. And number 3, the Bodykit Bug. Now, for quite a number of body kits in Forza Horizon 5, when you apply the Bodykit preset, for some strange reason, it completely eliminates any backfire you can see from the vehicle. One example is right here with the Subaru S209. When I equipped the Varus Bodykit, despite me hearing the pops, there are no flames coming out at all. Now, if there were some black smoke shooting out from the exhaust, then that might be a different story. But clearly, this is a visual bug that is also affecting many other body kits in Forza Horizon 5 too, which Playground Games should definitely patch before improving any other anti-lag feature. I'm certainly hoping for Playground Games to address this rather soon, as we have seen this visual bug since the launch of Horizon 5, and as I've said in the past, the more things that the developers leave behind, the worse it's only going to get. And eventually it could catch up to the team and lead Forza Horizon 6 to an even more unpolished title at launch, which is something we certainly do not want at all. So I'm going to leave the floor to you guys now. Do you think the anti-lag system needs improvements or not in Forza Horizon 5? And if so, what would you like to see implemented? Share us your thoughts down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video or found it helpful, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 5 related, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.